How are you, beautiful people? Today we're going to start a new series about Mexican Psittacines. There are 22 species, and today it's the turn of the mascot of the 2007 Copa America Waki, the Scarlet Macaw, also known for being in the famous Salsa Guacamaya. So if any manager from the Guacamaya Sauce Company wants to send me a few bottles, they're more than welcome. Let's get started. Before we start with the Scarlet Macaw, two things. What the heck is a psittacid? This is a taxonomic classification, a family that includes parrots, macaws, and parakeets. And second, these 22 species of psittacids that we're going to see throughout this series are completely illegal to own in Mexico. There is no environmental management unit, no PIMS, no breeding center. There is no place where you can buy these legally. If you acquire one of these birds, it was most likely taken from the wild. It went through a lot of stress, and many of these specimens died in the process. It's that simple. If you have one of these, that's very bad. Many people do it unknowingly, just out of ignorance. And well, simply to spread this important message, we need to protect our parrots, our birds from our country, which is mega diverse. Especially the so-called atolero parakeet. I think it's the bird I see sold most often as a pet, so we need to be careful and get informed. Now let's get started. Macaw. That's its scientific name, also known by all these common names. I think I know it as the Scarlet Macaw. However, this species is listed in Appendix Y of CITES. What does this mean? It means that extraction of this species can occur for non-commercial purposes, such as scientific research, captive breeding in specialized centers, like certain zoos or other types of breeding centers. But nothing commercial, no using them as pets, etc. That's why we can see them in various zoos, but this is purely for conservation, not for commercial purposes. And before we get to the cool facts, here are some general facts. This is the national bird of Honduras. It can reach almost a meter in length, between 80 and 90 centimeters, although most of that length is the tail, which can measure over 50 centimeters. They can weigh up to 1 kilogram, and this is because they have hollow and very flexible bones, which makes it much easier for them to fly. And in the wild, they can live up to 50 years, although in captivity, they can live 80 years or even more. So it's very likely that the macaws in zoos will live longer than you and me. Let's talk about distribution. Before, it was found in all these states. However, right now, in 2023, it's only found in Chiapas, in the Lacandon jungle, in Mexico, thanks to reintroduction programs. Let's hope there will be more captive breeding and more releases into the wild. However, it's also found in Central America, in South America, as you can see in this image that Ismail Chi is showing you, and it's found in tropical jungles, savanna, and also in humid forests, so it's found in several ecosystems. They feed on things like seeds, fruits, nectar, flowers, insects, and clay. We're going to talk a bit more about this in a moment, but these birds are specially designed to open seeds. With their incredibly strong beaks, it's said they can even crack river rocks. They're also zygodactyl. What does this mean? That their feet are basically like hands and can grasp the seed, while with their beak they open the seed and with their fleshy tongue. Well, they remove it. I won't demonstrate, but I'll likely include a video. These are made to eat seeds. A curious thing about these birds is they eat fruit even when it's still unripe and hard. This is believed to be an evolutionary advantage to get the fruit before any other animal and take advantage of the nutrients thanks to their strong beak. But certainly, the most curious thing observed about these birds' diet is that they practice geophagy, meaning they eat soil, they eat mud, and there are two hypotheses for this. The first, which is believed to be the most accurate, is that they do this because during certain seasons there are only certain plants available that have toxins. It is believed that by eating this mud, this soil, they neutralize those toxins so they don't get poisoned. And the second reason is due to some mineral deficiency. Before moving on to the life cycle, I just wanted to tell you that these are usually left-footed. They have a preferred foot. They usually support all their weight with their right foot, while with their left they are grabbing fruits, seeds, branches, among other things. And they are incredibly intelligent. Moving on to their life cycle and living habits, these usually form flocks of up to 30 individuals where you can identify the pairs because these birds are monogamous, meaning they only have one partner for their entire life. During the breeding season, the female lays between 1 and 4 eggs and then incubates them for 25 days. Actually, the parents don't make their own nests, but instead use cavities naturally formed or made by other animals in the trees. After they are born and have been incubated for 25 days, they are cared for by the parents for a couple of years until they become independent and leave the nest. Kind of like humans, except instead of 2 years, it takes us 20 to 40 years because houses are so expensive. And finally, every June 28th is the National Scarlet Macaw Day in Honduras. If you see these as pets anywhere in Mexico, and they shouldn't be, Please call Marnat so they can be relocated and help with this conservation effort. Call Marnat, share this information, and let us know in the comments which of the other 21 species you'd like to see in the next episode. And that's all. As I always say, remember to follow me and love nature. Thank you.